Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matt here coming to you from my car. I am so excited because I'm moving into a new Allstate office just down the road. It's not far from my current location, but my new office is gonna have like private office, like there's rooms. My current office is one big room, and so I come out to my car because I don't want to interrupt Carolina and Alicia and everything that's going on in there. That's why so many of these videos are right here in my car, right outside the Allstate office. But I'm super excited to move into my new office, and I can make videos and I can just close the door behind me. But I wanted to share a couple of tips and advice regarding claims if you file a claim. And then I also wanted to share a story of a time when I was involved in a car accident. Well, no, I was not in the accident. I witnessed the accident. I was in the back of a taxi cab, and the taxi driver that was driving our cab actually picked the guy up who got hit because it was a hit and run. And then boom, we full on went into a high speed chase to track this guy down. I'm in the back seat of the car. So stay tuned till the end of the video and I'll give you the details on that. But so we're talking about car crashes and claims. So the first thing I want you to remember, because if you do need to file a claim, something happens unexpected, you really want to be prepared as much as possible. You know, no one's ever expecting to have an accident or to have a flat tire run out of gas on the side of the road. But when it happens, it could be, you know, pretty alarming. And the first thing to remember is if you have the Allstate app on your phone, if you have a mobile smartphone, get the Allstate app on there, because you can just request roadside. You can you can do so much through the app. It's amazing. And then also you have my number, hopefully here at the office. Just Google Allstate Elk Grove, Matt Rodmacher. You'll find me there if you don't have our number, our office number in your contacts under Allstate. But I also recommend doing that as well. The first thing to think about is if you need like a roadside assistance, like I mentioned before in a video, like over 95% of every Allstate auto policy that we have, our customers have roadside assistance. It's just included. It's like 75 cents a month, but it only covers up to $100. So dead battery, fuel delivery, lockout, and towing. If you have any of those situations, you can, Allstate will reimburse you up to $100. So if you lock your keys in the car and the locksmith charges you $130 to unlock your door, well, we'd take care of that first $100 and you'd pay the $30. It's getting hot in here. It's really windy outside. Let's get some fresh air. I don't want to start sweating too bad. So with roadside assistance, that's how that works. I recommend if my battery dies, that's the most common one for me because the kids leave the lights on and whatnot. I don't even mess around. I can just jump the car, but if I can't jump the car or something happens and I need roadside assistance, I don't even mess with the app. I don't even mess with Allstate. What I do is I just Google a place and say, hey, how quick can you get out there? I find the quickest, fastest person, and then I just submit my receipt for reimbursement, send it to me or to Carolina. I've already mentioned this before. It's worth reminding everybody. So that's that as far as roadside assistance. It's unlimited. You can, my foot, you can use it as many times as you need. But I recommend go through the app or just Google a place, do it yourself, and then we'll reimburse you. The other thing is with claims. So if you're involved in an accident, you want to remain calm, and you want to, obviously you're going to want to exchange information. The first thing that I would always recommend doing, assuming it's not like a really bad claim, obviously if you're injured and you're in an ambulance and something like that's irrelevant. But if you're just involved in an accident, fender bender, or an accident involved with another vehicle, you're really going to want to take a picture. Most of us have a phone with a camera. Take a picture of that license plate. That's the key, number one, because if for whatever reason the information you're provided is incorrect or bad or whatever, if you have that license plate, Allstate can use that information to track down that individual. But you just exchange information. You just want to ask them. You don't have to like admit and, oh, that was my fault. You don't have to blame. You don't have to get into anything. Try to keep it as calm as possible. And your goal is really just to exchange information and carry on. That way the insurance companies can get together. They're ultimately, insurance companies are extremely advanced with technology and everything else, the angles, how the car was hitting, how fresh the paint is on the, like, they'll know who was at fault, what angle it was. For the most part, you just need to exchange information and then begin the claims process. Now, if you have full coverage with Allstate and you were not at fault, but you don't want to mess, maybe they have some cheap, crappy insurance company, or you just don't even want to bother with their insurance, you'd rather have Allstate take care of your claim, you can totally do that. You can file the claim through Allstate. We provide you with a rental car, get the car to the shop, you're dealing with Allstate directly. The only thing about that is you have to pay your deductible, right? Typically, most people have a $500 deductible. Now, once Allstate collects from the other carrier, then you'll get your $500 back, but that could take several weeks, sometimes even a couple of months. So the majority of people, or what I would do if I was involved in an accident, or my wife, Melinda, or Gwen was involved in an accident, is let's go ahead and allow the insurance company, the other carrier, the person who was at fault, let them try to file the claim. And if for some reason I'm just not happy, I don't feel like I'm getting like a really great customer service experience, then I can always say, you know what, time out, I'm going to go ahead and get my insurance involved. Then you can get Allstate involved. But that way I don't have to pay my deductible. I'd rather let them, take care of providing me with a rental car, taking care of, getting my car repaired and whatnot. So I just remind everybody, you can always have Allstate file the claim, but if you're not at fault in the accident, go ahead and let the other person's insurance. That way you don't even have to bother with it. But yeah, you just want to exchange information, get their name, get their phone number, get the name of their insurance company and their policy number and their phone number and their email. That way you can, provide that to the claim, when they're filling out the claim information. So it's really not a whole lot. Just remain calm, take a picture of their license plate. Just go ahead and give them your Allstate information. There's no reason why not to, if they really want your policy number and your agent number, give them my name, my number, and your policy. I'm with Allstate. And then that way you can get their information as well. So that's as far as concerned with claims. I've noticed there've been a lot of claims filed lately. And so I just wanted to put that out there. It's a great reminder, as far as the claim is concerned. And then if you ever have any questions, like how's that going to affect my rates? Am I at fault? Am I not at fault? If damages are more than 1,000 or less than 1,000, if there's bodily injury, right? If somebody gets injured, how does that affect? Like, that's why you have me as the expert, and Carolina and Alicia. You don't have to learn all that, although it's all out there on the internet, right? On Google, on the the Department of Insurance. But, just the key is just to make sure you get the other party's information and take the picture. All right. So hopefully that's helpful with your claim information. The other thing I wanted to mention, so when I was 20 years old, I am LDS Mormon, and I was serving a mission. I don't know if you've ever seen the missionaries with their white shirts and ties and a little plaque on there. So for me, I served my mission in Bogota, Colombia, in South America. So that's where I learned Spanish. So I'm fluent in Spanish. I taught Spanish for 3 years, high school level Spanish teacher, before I became an Allstate agent. So I don't know if you knew that about me, but so I was down in Colombia, and I'm in the back of a taxi cab in Bogota. It's just like 9 million people in the city of Bogota, Colombia. And I have my companion. You always have a companion, right? So I had another missionary with me. And we're sitting there at this intersection at the light, and all of a sudden, it's a red light, and all of a sudden, this huge bus. There was no kids in it. It wasn't like a school bus, like a passenger bus. But I remember that there were no passengers, just the bus driver. He just full on goes right through this intersection and does not stop. He runs a red light. And there was another taxi cab who was going through the intersection at that time, and boom, hit the back of the bus, spun around, and then the car just veered off onto the bank on the side of the road. And the taxi driver, so we're in the back seat of a taxi cab, and we're like witnessing everything. We just watched this car accident happen right in front of our eyes. And what's crazy is, like I said, that bus driver, he just kept going. Like, he didn't even tap his brakes. He just did not stop one bit. So the taxi driver of the taxi that we're in, I remember he was in a stick shift. Most cars in South America are stick shift. He puts it in gear and he runs a red light, and goes through the intersection, busy intersection, big, huge city. And he goes to that taxi that had just got hit, and the guy hops in the front seat. And now we're in a high-speed chase trying to trace down the bus. And me and my missionary companion, we're in the back seat of this little taxi. And we're like swerving, like I kid you not, like from the movies where we're swerving through cars, speeding up, going, and he's kind of swerving over. We're thinking the bus was gonna try to run us off the road a couple of times. I'm thinking in my head, should I jump out of the car? Like when you're in that kind of a situation, you're not thinking straight, clearly. And I'm like, should I just jump out? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. So anyway, ultimately, after an extremely stressful, and I can't remember, it's been 20 years, but like it felt like a really long chase, the bus eventually, he turned into like a neighborhood type situation where he couldn't get out. And the two taxi guys, our taxi driver and the guy who got hit, they just immediately get out of the car, out of the taxi. We're in the back seat, and we just see like fists going like this, and the guy who was driving, he's going like this, trying to hold his head, and we just see fists going. So I remember I put like a 5,000 pesos, right? I put some money on the seat, and we just kind of like walked away. Like I can't believe that just happened. But anyway, I don't know if that taxi had insurance. I don't know how insurance works in South America and Colombia, but I'm really, really grateful, and I'm really glad that we have insurance. Sometimes I know, I trust me, before I was getting sweaty here, before I became an Allstate agent, like now I'm super passionate, obsessed, and I see the value of insurance more than most, and I understand that. But like I remember when I was a school teacher, and I remember thinking, with insurance, like what a ripoff, like what's it even for? You have to pay these premiums and you don't even get anything out of it. And I remember sharing that with my father-in-law, and I remember him looking over at me saying, Matt, that's a ghetto mentality to have. And he usually doesn't talk to me like that, but it was true. It was like, it's only good if I have to use it. But with insurance, when you really value protection, you really value like hospital, attorney, like the car, like the fact that people's lives can literally be turned upside down. I don't know about you. Do you have $20,000 in the bank? If you pull out in front of somebody and you wreck their car, are you going to be able to pay for them to replace that car? What if they have to go to the hospital? What if they, all kinds of physical therapy, like all kinds of things, that's what the insurance is going to cover. So it's a transfer of risk. In exchange for your monthly premium, you're transferring the risk off of your shoulders onto Allstate's shoulders in exchange for your monthly premium. And I'm just really grateful to be in the United States, where we have insurance companies, we have a public that has insurance, so that if you cause an accident or something happens, you have insurance that will cover it and will pay for it. So hopefully that was helpful as far as claims is concerned. I'm sure you guys, please share if you have a story about a claim situation that you've been involved with. It's totally stressful. I've been there. And when you have crappy insurance, or you don't have enough, you're underinsured, or you're just dealing with, I could go on and on and on, situations where people don't have the proper insurance in place. Why? So that you can save $13 a month. It's just it's a total mess. And I just want to make sure that if you have any questions about your coverages, let me know. And then one last little plug, if you're refining your house, if you don't have your homeowner's insurance with Allstate and you just have the auto, it's a 20% multi-policy discount. Okay, if renter's insurance, multi-policy discount, life insurance, multi-policy discount. So I have so many customers, I literally pull my hair out, who they have their homeowner's insurance not with Allstate, and it's just they haven't gotten around to it, or let me know they're doing refi, they're buying houses, and they don't realize that you can bundle 20% multi-policy discount. So let me know if you need homeowners or any question about a claim or how that affects your record. please don't hesitate to let us know. Adios.